This is a ministry of Hollywood Faith Christian Center in beautiful Hollywood, Florida. We welcome you. This morning, this is going to start today in 2 Corinthians chapter 12. Lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times, that it might depart from me. And he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I'd rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs and persecutions, in distresses, for Christ's sake. For when I'm weak, then I'm strong. Wow. Now what was going on? The question is, what was happening? What did Paul tell us just before that little excerpt there? It says, It is doubtless not profitable for me to boast, and I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I know a man in Christ who 14 years ago, whether in the body I do not know, or whether out of the body I do not know, God knows, is taken up to the 3rd heaven. Now, that's what he's telling us. He was taken up to heaven, whether it was in the body or not, he wasn't sure, or in the spirit. But he's taken there, and there's tremendous revelations, and in fact, so great that he didn't feel he could even talk about some of them, that no one would understand what he was trying to say, and some of the things that he saw or revealed to him, he could not express. So it wasn't the season for him to tell that. But sometimes there are lessons that we need to learn before we move on, and that somehow we seem like we're stuck in a particular place, or maybe in a particular set of circumstances, and we can't get out. And the answer is, it's not that we can't get out, it's not the season yet for us to get out. That the Lord is not done with us. We have not learned the lesson that we need for the next step. For you see, your calling, brethren, that you may be wise according to the flesh, but not many mighty, not many noble are called, but God has chosen the foolish things of this world to put to shame the wise, and God has chosen the weak things of the world to put to shame those that are mighty, and the base things of the world and the things which are despised God has chosen. And he says that no flesh should glory in his presence. No flesh should glory in his presence. It's not that we figured it out. It's not that we move forward. It's that God moved us forward at the right season when we had learned all the lessons that we need to learn at this level. So sometimes the answer is not no, it's just not yet, not now, because you're not ready to move to the next level. There's something that needs to be worked on. 1 John 5 says, and now this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we have asked of him. Now, that doesn't mean he's saying yes to everything. It means that sometimes the answer is no, or not yet. And yes, he did hear it, and yes, it will be granted. And I remember a story by Prophet Bill Hammond, where he said that a prophetic word that he got 50 years ago was just coming to pass. And so sometimes we, in our exuberance and in our hurriedness, we want to move along quicker, and the Lord is saying, no, these are things that I need you to know before you move to that level. And if anyone thinks he knows anything, he knows nothing. Now this is 1 Corinthians 8. Yet as he ought to know, but if anyone loves God, this one is known by him. Now, if a 5-year-old comes to you and asks for the keys to the car so that he can go to the store, you're going to say no, of course, because a 5-year-old is not ready to drive the car. But you might give it the keys to a 20-year-old who has a driver's license, of course. So it's not the season for that 5-year-old. One day he will drive, but not today. And the same thing is true on other things that are revelatory in the Lord. And he says in Mark 11, I love this, and it says, "And seeing from afar a fig tree having leaves, he went to see if perhaps he could find something on it. And he found no leaves, but because it was not the season for figs." So I want to encourage you that sometimes we seem stuck or we're not moving as fast as we want to move. Remember, there are certain lessons that we must learn before we move to the next level. God bless you.